What's up? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. I appreciate it. You're a good person. I hope you know that. Today we're gonna be talking about the Golden Empire of Mali and what I think they might be up to in the world of Trench Crusade. There's a lot to consider, and I've got quite a few ideas about where their story could be headed in the lore. I could spend some more time doing a super long intro, but honestly I'd rather just get straight into the good stuff. So let's buckle up and get started. Alright, so when it comes to Trench Crusade, one thing we know for sure is that there are these two massive, powerful demons just causing issues on Earth. These are Beelzebub and Mammoth, and they're not low-level beta demons. No. They're the big boys. They're the alpha. Jesus. They're the big bosses of hell, pretty much. And out of those two, I want to really just focus on Mammoth today, especially in relationship to Mali. Now, in my opinion, Mammoth is going to set his sights on the Golden Empire of Mali. And why? Well, gold. The Mali Empire is absolutely covered in gold. There's so much of it, in fact, that they don't even know what to do with it. And Mammoth, being the demon that is all about greed and excess, is naturally going to crave that kind of opulence. It's almost like a moth to a big ass bonfire. You can't even compare it to a flame. That's how big the amount of gold they have. I guess not big, but you get my point. No, I mean, yeah, big doesn't even come to describe it. Just how much gold they have. But there is more than just gold. There's actually a really cool historical and thematic contrast between the two. Think about it. The Mali takes owes a lot to Mansa Musa's legacy. This was a guy who was so rich, so generous with his wealth that he literally caused inflation across entire regions just by giving out too much gold. He caused entire economic collapses just by how generous he was. That's completely different from what Mammoth represents, where Mansa Musa's wealth was, given out generously. Mammoth is about hoarding it forever and never letting it go. Mammoth is greed for greed's sake, and Mansa Musa is, arguably more than that. So if we imagine a descendant, maybe a great-great-great-great-grandson or something like that of Mansa Musa standing up against the embodiment of greed, that would be pretty cool. Another thing that would be really exciting about bringing Mali into the spotlight in Trench Crusade is that it would introduce another Muslim faction outside of the Iron Gate Sultanate. Don't get me wrong, the Iron Gate Sultanate is great. It's got a great aesthetic, but it'd be awesome to have another Islamic faction with a different cultural angle, especially one rooted in West Africa, a historical identity which hasn't been represented in Trench Crusade yet. That would bring a bunch of cool stories into the world. And back to Mammoth for a moment. I don't think he's just interested in the gold itself, just for having a bunch of gold. I think that is a part of the a part of what he wants, but I think that just might be bait for the audience, the surface level prize. But I suspect his true motive might be the Ark of the Covenant. In this world, the Ark would be 100% real, there's no doubt about it, and it would be the ultimate treasure, a source of unimaginable power. So Mammoth wanting to get his hands on it would make perfect sense. And after all, what's the point of holding mountains of gold if you could have the Ark? Now, I have to say beforehand that so far in the story, the Ark hasn't shown up, but I do think it's most likely real, because why wouldn't it be real? All these other biblical things did happen, but this didn't, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. So I could just assume that, yeah, this most definitely exists and will come up, and most likely Mammoth is going to want it because it would be the biggest flex in the world. So yeah, that's where my head's at with Marley and Mammoth in Trench Crusade. I think there's huge potential there, and it could lead to some cool story-rich moments, and generally just cool moments and cool characters. But hey, let me know what do you all think down in the comments. Do you think that Marley will be something else? Do you think that the Ark of the Covenant will actually be part of the plot? I'd love to see your theories. Thanks again for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next Trench Crusade Tuesday.